We are here with Georgia Cyber Academy, and we're really excited to be doing a spotlight on a wonderful district who's being innovative and really a thought leader here with our remote learning. So, Gail, if you wouldn't mind introducing yourself, tell us your title and your years with GCA.
Thank you, Jordan. It is nice to be here with you today and kind of spotlighting some of the things that we do here at Georgia Cyber Academy. My name is Gail Robertson. I am the Assistant Director of Instructional Support Services with Georgia Cyber Academy, and I have worked with Georgia Cyber Academy since April of 2019. So Georgia Cyber Academy is a full virtual charter school within the state of Georgia. We serve approximately 12,000 students as of right now, and we represent students all over the state of Georgia. So our students are located in every possible county, every possible district within the state of Georgia. They work within their home environment as they are virtually learning here at Georgia Cyber Academy. We are a Title I school, so our demographics do meet the qualification to be a Title I district, and we have been serving students since 2007. So we've been doing this for many years, and we've worked through many of the kinks that most school districts are going through right now.
Would you be able to give us a little bit of a background of GCA's curriculum and instruction?
Of course. So Georgia Cyber Academy does follow the Georgia Standards of Excellence, and all of our curriculums are based around those standards and those frameworks. So within our entire school district, we have grade bands, kindergarten through 12th grade, and then we also have support services. So we have special education support services that run parallel to our grade bands, and we also have our instructional support services department, which is supports that come from the general education side of support. So within that, we do provide Tier 2 and Tier 3 support for all of our students that qualify and need that support. And we also provide special education services for all of our students that need those as well. And anything else that a traditional brick and mortar school offers, we offer here at Georgia Cyber Academy.
What is your process then for screening and assessing students?
So to screen our students to see if they qualify for support, we do rely heavily on our assessments. All of our students do take the NWEA MAP assessment 3 times a year. And based on the scores of those MAP assessments, we then dig a little deeper and find out even more about what's going on with that student. If a student is falling below a set criteria, such as percentile ranking, then we provide another assessment. We provide a diagnostic screener for our students. And then we still use the REP, which is the Remedial Education Program for Georgia. We use their guidelines, and we use the EIP Early Intervention Program guidelines from the Georgia Department of Education to identify our students. So any students that fall below those percentile rankings on the NWEA, we then use those guidelines that are set by the state of Georgia to identify students that need additional support.
With that being said, then, looking at how many schools are providing interventions for students virtually, what advice would you give to districts who are attempting this for the first time? What are your next steps?
I think one of the big things that I would tell districts that are looking at how do we provide virtual interventions would be to build your virtual intervention program very similar to what a traditional brick and mortar school does. So start with those basics, start with those screeners, screen your students in whatever screening or diagnostic tool that you have available. And then based on the number of students that you screen as needing additional support, that's kind of where you start building your program. Ask yourself questions like, would I provide these interventions during an extended learning time? And would this extended learning time be built into the student's schedule? And if that's what you would do in a traditional brick and mortar, then you do that in a virtual setting as well. So just remind yourself that you don't necessarily have to rebuild from the ground up. You just have to take what's already in place within your traditional brick and mortar and make it work in a virtual environment.
Yes, I think that's so powerful. With education, we say the statement, we don't have to reinvent the wheel, right? And that's so true, right? We just have to make it work. Then based on your knowledge of Classworks, why is Classworks the best solution for your virtual cyber academy?
So when we think about Classworks and what Classworks offers Georgia Cyber Academy, I think Classworks is an instructional program that basically checks all of those boxes that we are looking for in a virtual environment. because we are not sitting in a classroom with our students. We are not working with our students to make sure that they are paying attention and listening. So we have to rely heavily on instructional software programs to do that for us. And Classworks does that in a manner that meets all the needs of not just our general education, instructional programs, but also our special education programs. We do have a lot of students that need special education evaluations, that they are headed to tier 4, basically, where they need more support. And so we have to make sure here at Georgia Cyber Academy that we're providing interventions and we're collecting progress monitoring data that's going to support that student as they head towards a possible evaluation. And as we were reviewing instructional software programs, we found that Classworks did that for us. Classworks builds the student's intervention plan, their individualized learning plan, based on those NWEA MAP results. So we're getting those norm referenced results that our special education department can use to write an eligibility report to build our ILPs. So once we have that instructional plan, we can ask our students to work on that in class with their intervention specialists. We can ask our students to work on that outside of class whenever they finish an assignment and they need something to do. So we're getting a lot of time that's built into the ILP portion of Classworks. And as we've been working through this for the past several years about making sure that we're doing everything we can to provide all types of supports for our students, we have come to realize the importance of progress monitoring. Not only does progress monitoring need to be consistent and valid, it needs to meet the needs of all the departments that are working with our students. And Classworks has that piece built in. So Classworks gives us that intervention piece through their ILP, and then it ties directly into the progress monitoring piece through their probes that they're taking. So I really feel that Classworks is able to give us everything that we need to support our students if we see that general education support is not enough. It really does check all of those boxes that help us meet the needs of our students.
What is then the benefit of a program like Classworks to close gaps for students and support them during intervention time?
It not only meets the needs of our students, it also meets the needs of that framework for MTSS in building and intensifying, whether it be through changing the program, giving an additional day of the program, doing something that's above and beyond that tier 2. We've tried in many different occasions of using the same intervention programs that we've had for tier 2 and making those work for tier 3, but we just didn't feel like it was doing an adequate job of meeting the needs of our students. So we felt that what was best for our students would be to look at a piece of software that went above and beyond what we were providing for our students. And Classworks does that in the sense that it is based off of that NWEA MAP scores. So that's something that is giving us a different look at our students. So for our tier 2, those students are working within a program that's just based off of what those students did on any given day. But for Classworks, we're able to build that ILP based off of that norm reference assessment. So it gives us a little different view of what our students are needing and what our students need to get at the end of the day. And so we think that Classworks just gives us that change that's necessary to equal tier 3 going above and beyond.
Great, thanks for sharing. Y'all are true thought leaders. That's excellent. And I'm sure your teachers feel very supported throughout all those processes. Well, that wraps up our time. Thank you so much, Gail. It was truly a joy learning so much about your structures and procedures at GCA.
Well, thank you. And just please know that we're here. We love, kind of being at the forefront of figuring these things out. And we also love supporting the districts around the state in any way that we can.